Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract prosperity almost effortlessly? Money arrives, opportunities appear, the right people seem to cross their path at exactly the right moment. Meanwhile, someone else works just as hard, worries twice as much, and somehow never seems to get ahead. Why? Florence Scovel Shinn believed the answer had very little to do with luck and almost everything to do with expectation. Now, before we go any further, let me reassure you of something. This isn't going to be one of those videos promising you'll wake up tomorrow morning to discover $1 million has mysteriously appeared in your bank account. Florence never taught fantasy. She taught spiritual law. Simple, practical, timeless. And today, we're going to explore one of her most powerful ideas: how to raise your riches. Not merely by earning more money, but by becoming the kind of person prosperity naturally feels at home with. Because Florence understood something most of us completely overlook. Money doesn't simply arrive because we desperately need it. It comes much more easily when our thinking, our words, and our expectations work together instead of pulling in opposite directions. In fact, I often imagine Florence quietly observing modern life with that gentle smile she was famous for. Picture the scene. Someone checks their online banking before breakfast. Oh dear. 5 minutes later, they check it again. Still the same. Half an hour later, just one more look. Still unchanged. I can almost hear Florence saying, "My dear, money is rather like a timid guest. Stare at it anxiously, and it may leave early. Welcome it with quiet confidence, and it often stays for tea." I love that image, because beneath the humor lies an extraordinary truth. Most people don't realize they're giving all of their attention to what they don't have. They count the bills. They count the debts. They count the days until payday, but they almost never count their blessings, or their opportunities, or the countless ways life has quietly supported them over the years. Florence believed attention is creative. Whatever consistently occupies your mind gradually grows stronger. Think about that for a moment. Imagine planting 2 gardens. One receives sunlight every day. The other is kept permanently in the shade. Which one flourishes? Your thoughts work in much the same way. Every time you rehearse fear, fear grows. Every time you rehearse gratitude, gratitude grows. Every time you rehearse prosperity, prosperity begins putting down roots inside your mind. Now here's where many people become uncomfortable. They've been taught that wanting wealth somehow makes them selfish. Perhaps you've heard the old sayings, "Money changes people. The rich are greedy. You can't take it with you." Florence would have challenged those ideas immediately. Money itself isn't good or evil. It's simply a tool. Place it in generous hands, and it feeds families, builds hospitals, supports charities, creates opportunities, funds dreams. But place it in fearful hands, and it becomes something to worry about, something to cling to, something never believed to be enough. The money hasn't changed, only the thinking behind it. That's why Florence spent so much time teaching people to transform their inner world first, because that's where genuine prosperity begins, not in the wallet, but in the mind. Have you ever noticed how 2 people can receive exactly the same pay rise? One immediately starts worrying about higher taxes, inflation, unexpected bills. The other smiles, feels grateful, and quietly expects even better things ahead. Externally, they've received exactly the same amount. Internally, they're living in completely different financial realities. One expects a lack. The other expects an increase. Guess which mindset usually attracts more opportunities over the following months? Florence knew the answer. Life has an extraordinary habit of agreeing with whatever we consistently expect. Florence believed something that sounds almost too simple. Your life moves in the direction of your strongest expectations. Think about that for a moment. Not your occasional hopes, not your New Year's resolutions, your expectations. If you expect struggle, you'll notice struggle everywhere. If you expect opportunity, you'll begin noticing doors that have been open all along. That isn't magic. It's how the mind works. Imagine 2 people walking through exactly the same town. One notices the empty shops, the graffiti, the potholes, the rising prices. The other notices a new cafe, a business that's expanding, a help wanted sign in a window, a neighbor starting a successful business. Same town, different focus, different future. Florence would simply smile and say, "Life is agreeing with both of them." That's why your words matter so much. How often have you heard people say, "I'm broke. Money just disappears. I'll never be rich." Most people think they're only making conversation. Florence would say they're making predictions. Every sentence is quietly telling the subconscious mind what to expect next. And here's the wonderful news. Predictions can be changed, starting today. You don't need to pretend you've already got millions of dollars. You don't need to fool yourself. You simply need to stop rehearsing poverty. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, try asking, how could I afford that? Can you feel the difference? One sentence closes the door. The other quietly leaves it open. That's exactly how abundance begins, not with a miracle, with a better question. I often think Florence would have enjoyed watching people today. Someone repeats, nothing ever works out for me. Then, 5 minutes later, they wonder why nothing ever seems to work out. I can almost hear Florence chuckling. My dear, perhaps you stop giving the universe quite so many detailed instructions. Sometimes her wisdom was wonderfully practical. Speak differently, expect differently, live differently. The results eventually follow. If this message is speaking to you, I'd love you to do something. In the comments below, finish this sentence. Today I choose abundance by. Perhaps you'll write, today I choose abundance by expecting good things. Or, today I choose abundance by changing the way I speak about money. I'd genuinely love to read your answers. And while you're there, if you're enjoying these videos, please give this one a like. It helps introduce Florence's timeless wisdom to more people worldwide. Now I'd like you to repeat something with me. Not 20 times, just slowly. With feeling. Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. I welcome abundance with gratitude, and every day I become more prosperous. Let's say it once more. Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. I welcome abundance with gratitude, and every day I become more prosperous. Don't just say the words. Imagine the person who believes them. Because Florence understood something most people never discover. Your future doesn't begin when your bank account changes. It begins the moment your expectations do. So where do we go from here? We've talked about your thoughts. We've talked about your words. We've talked about your expectations. Now comes the part that turns all of that into a new way of living. Florence never encouraged people to sit in a chair all day, waiting for the universe to knock on the front door, carrying bags of money. She believed that faith always walks hand in hand with action. Not frantic action, inspired action. There's a difference. Frantic action comes from fear. Inspired action comes from confidence. One asks, what if this doesn't work? The other quietly says, let's see where this leads. And it's amazing how often life responds to that second approach. Perhaps an unexpected conversation, an idea you've never considered before, an invitation, a new opportunity, a chance meeting that changes everything. Florence called these moments part of the divine order. Neville Goddard later described them as the bridge of incidents. Different words, the same beautiful principle. Once you've planted a new expectation, life begins arranging the stepping stones to help you reach it. Not always in the way you imagined, but often in ways that are even better. That's why impatience is such a dangerous habit. Imagine ordering a book online. 5 minutes later, you ring customer services. Has it arrived yet? An hour later, you ring again. What about now? By the third day, the poor delivery driver is wondering whether to leave the parcel at your neighbor's house instead. I think Florence would have laughed at that. My dear, once you've placed the order, stop chasing the postman. Trust that it's on its way. Manifestation works in much the same way. Set your intention, feel grateful. Take the next step that's in front of you. Then allow life to do what it does best. One of my favorite things about Florence's teaching is that it removes so much unnecessary pressure. You don't have to know every answer. You don't have to predict every twist and turn. You simply have to become the person who expects good things. That one change affects everything. You walk differently. You speak differently. You notice different opportunities. You make different decisions. And over time, you create a different life. Now, does that mean you'll never face setbacks? Of course not. Florence never promised a life without challenges. She promised something much more valuable, that every apparent setback could become a doorway if you refuse to accept it as the final chapter. How many successful people have later said, at the time, it felt like the worst thing that could have happened. But it turned out to be the best. A lost job led to a successful business. A missed opportunity led to a better one. A closed door forced them to discover the one they were truly meant to walk through. Florence would simply nod and say, divine order was quietly at work all along. Perhaps that's the greatest lesson of today's message. Raising your riches isn't only about attracting more money. It's about becoming richer in your thinking, richer in your gratitude, richer in your expectations, richer in your faith, because the richest people I have ever met all seem to have one thing in common. Long before they became wealthy, they expected life to work in their favor. That quiet confidence became part of who they were. And little by little, life agreed. So today, I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, before you check your emails, before you look at your bank account, spend just 60 seconds expecting something wonderful to happen, not because you know what it will be, but because you've decided to become someone who expects life to surprise you in beautiful ways. You might be amazed at what begins to change, not just around you, but within you. And very often, that's where every lasting transformation begins. If you've enjoyed today's video, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and become part of our growing community as we continue exploring the timeless wisdom of Florence Scovel Shinn. And if you'd like to go much deeper into these principles, you'll find my book, The Manifestation Code, linked below. It explores the law of assumption in a simple, practical way that anyone can understand and apply. Until next time, keep your thoughts hopeful, keep your words positive, keep your expectations high. And remember, money is rather like a timid guest. Welcome it with quiet confidence, and it may just decide to stay for tea.